Organization name, Mufield Organization, Mufield. Established 2027, 1 week after the Social Field Surveillance Network, SPN, officially went online. Our mission: to completely dismantle the dominance of the social wave function, destroy the global observer, and return humanity to a natural chaotic state of non-observed existence. Methods: deploying quantum field collapse bombs, Q collapse bombs, to disrupt regional wave function evolution, infiltrating government quantum computing networks, releasing void field viruses to cause interference in collective decision-making. Villain leader introduction. Name: Ayatsuji Taisa. Title: to the King of Collapse. Informer identity: former chief field theorist at the National Intelligence Research Agency, a former colleague of Ivan's father. Has special ability: dual observation vision, BI-L, possessing 2 observational brainwave regions, capable of reverse observation to rewrite the direction of wave function collapse. Episode 2, The Book of Resonants, first-person narrative. Setting: Tokyo, Akasaka, core layer of the underground observation network. I followed Noa Koto into the underground core of Tokyo's Social Field Surveillance Center. She told me that hidden here was a manuscript containing the resonance field blueprint, known as the Book of Resonants. It said that one of the 3 designers who built the SPN system hid this book in the heart of the city before their death. I opened the yellowed pages and found my father's handwriting. If the interference amplitude exceeds the critical threshold, the L-eye will fail to contain the field collapse. Counter-observation must be used to intervene in its evolution equation. This was the first time I'd encountered the term counter-observation. At that moment, the alarms blared. He appeared, red lights flashed, and ripples in the air began to flow backward. I saw him standing there, wearing a kimono-style coat woven from dark red interference lines, holding an observation device marked with an inversion symbol, the anti-version of the L-eye, called the Ono Wonu. He stood at the center of the field control room, his voice low and resonant, like a wind tunnel. "Ivan, you finally opened that book." I gripped the book tightly, trying to keep my voice from trembling. "Ayatsuji Taisa, do you want to plunge society back into chaos?" He raised his hand, pointing at the SPN's dynamic field map on the wall. "This isn't order, it's a prison of probabilities. You think your choices are free? No, you're just a projection manipulated by the observer. I will defield this society, returning it to undefined possibilities." His tone carried a religious fervor, mad yet logical. "Field quake eruption." Ayatsuji activated the Q-collapse device, and a field quake composed of observation reversal waves rippled outward. Suddenly, everyone in the Akasaka district froze, trapped in a state of decision interference collapse, a quantum syndrome. Noah immediately activated the L-eye defense field, while I faced, for the first time, an entity with dual observational vision. I felt 2 versions of myself thinking simultaneously, observing simultaneously, doubting myself simultaneously. What if he's right? What if observation itself is the chain? Just as the field quake threatened to engulf us, I clutched the final page of the book, where my father had left me a single formula. Freedom, subject. Freedom comes from subjectively choosing the interference angle. I understood. My L-eye wasn't for observing others, but for choosing my own interference angle. Narration conclusion. Ayatsuji says the field is an illusion. I say, an illusion can also be a projection of reality. Neither of us has convinced the other, but the war has already begun.